with the Qatar government, and also we are bringing it to the attention of those individuals who are doing the trafficking. But we hope that we'll be able to stop, because what they do is that they get visas from the from Qatar government, and then they go home and they receive girls and they have jobs. But when they bring them here, they abandon them. But it's a matter which is being addressed between the embassy and the Qatar government. We will find a solution.
Yeah, because it's disheartening. I mean, you can imagine how many people have been brought through who have been trafficked here, and they end up with nowhere to turn to.
That's correct, yes. But it's a matter which is being addressed between the embassy and the Qatar government. Yeah.
We've also had cases where women and other workers have reported that when they get onto their jobs, they take their passports. They withdraw their passports from them, and therefore they cannot, report, or they don't have an official travel document. Maybe you help us demystify that, because, Your Excellency, this has been an issue that has raised concern. I mean, when you're in a foreign country, the least thing that you want anyone to take away from you is your passport.
I think suffice to say that actually the Qatar government passed a law here where it is illegal for an employer to take the passport of the employee. So usually the fines are very high. So an employee who comes here and if the employer takes his or her passport, they usually report to the embassy and we get the passport back. But the penalties for holding somebody's passport is criminal here in Qatar. So we don't have incidents. We have very few. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The other issue I think that came out very strongly, by the way, I need to mention that this interview is done off the sidelines of the Uganda Qatar Diaspora Conference, which is just happening. And by the time we filmed this interview, it was still on. Your Excellency, one of the issues that has come up very strongly are Ugandans who are arrested in Qatar. And averagely, I've heard that you have about 17 of Ugandans who have been arrested and they're in different prisons. What can you tell us about that?
Well, those who are arrested have incidences of sometimes drugs.
Drugs?
Yes. Some people come inadvertently without knowing what they are carrying. They are tricked into carrying drugs from home. These are mainly drugs which are prohibited in Qatar. These drugs are mainly the psychotropic drugs, which contain very high level of, let's say, there are drugs which they are not allowed to be under Schedule 4 of the United Nations, so they are not allowed to be brought here unless you have a prescription which is satisfied that you are usually going to use the drugs. So mainly psychotropic drugs which they bring here, which contain substances which are not allowed.
Okay. For the context of our audience, the Qatar government has a law that they have a list of medications that you're not supposed to bring into the country, except if you have prescription. Now, what happens is that you can't carry if you have severe pain. We have over-the-counter systems of, you just go to the pharmacy and buy medicine. You absolutely are not allowed to come into Qatar with that medicine, without that prescription. And if you're found guilty, you do 3 years in jail. Think about that, 3 years in jail. So the people who have been arrested, have you in any way supported them?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're arrested, honestly,
yes,
you need someone to come out and reach out for you.
Well, the embassy has that facility where we send officers to go and visit them in prisons. They talk to them, we engage them. We have officers like Paul here who goes to the prisons to visit them and to hear what exactly transpired. How did they get the drug? Because the main drugs that they bring in here, like tramadol, which are psychotropic drugs, which are very addictive, so they're not allowed to bring them here. But we do visit them, yes. And some drugs called ice. So those are the major drugs.
But ice is not a drug. Ice is one of, it's in the grade of cocaine, heroin, marijuana.
Yes, those are very bad drugs. Yes.
I saw that here, it's death or life imprisonment if you're found with.
Death. They hang you.
They hang you.
Yes. You had it yesterday.
It's very tough.
It's a very serious crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we've had that, there are people who who have reached out, I mean, when you're in a foreign country, Your Excellency, one of the things that you need to know is the law governing that particular country. Many of these people come from Uganda. They don't know about these things. They don't know about the law. I know they say that the ignorance of a law is not defense, but they come here. How do you help them to navigate the culture shocks and the legal shocks for a new country? For example, who would know that if you travel with tramadol, you are arrested? You don't know. How do you do sensitization for the community here to find themselves on the right side of the law?
Actually, the sensitization should normally be done in Uganda. But unfortunately, we don't have those facilities where we educate people about the psychotropic drugs. So we have, in the past, had the negotiations with the Qatar government to try to open up centers in Uganda, together with other GCC countries, where people will go through a training.
Correct.
To tell them about the Schedule 4 drugs, because these drugs are published by United Nations. They are available on the website of United Nations, which drugs are prohibited, so which you should not come with. So at the airport, as they come in, usually they should be told what drugs they're not supposed to bring here. But we have a big problem, of course, back home, where Ugandans go and buy certain drugs from the pharmacies, and some of those drugs are prohibited, and therefore they should not bring them here. Like tramadol, you have pain, you think you are coming with a good drug, but it's a prohibited drug. Like drugs like Valium, which you can buy from the counter in Uganda, here it is not allowed for you to come with them. And also some forms of antibiotics, which you may not be allowed to bring them here. And you may come with it, but you must have a prescription. But the drug should not last more than 6 months. So you can come with it, but you have a prescription stamped by a doctor that yes, you have this condition. Then they will allow you to come with the drug.
Right. I just want to emphasize that if you're coming to Qatar, from what the ambassador has said and the interactions I've had with people here, you're not supposed to come with some drugs. The moment you come and they arrest you here, you do 3 years, 3 years in jail, and you can't say that you don't know about the law.
I also wanted to add that many victims come with drugs without knowing what they're carrying. So, for example, when they reach the airport, somebody asks them, can you carry this bag for me? Or they're on the plane, can you excuse me? Or when they arrive at the airport, somebody can inadvertently pass over back the drug traffickers. They are very intelligent. They give back to that. Can you help me? I'll pick it from the exit point. But they're giving you drugs. So I would advise Ugandans who are coming to Qatar, don't allow anybody to give you his bag. Make sure so you're sure that your bag you're coming with, you are the one who packs all your items yourself.
Personally.
And lock it. Don't leave your bag open. Make sure that you lock it and you keep the key. Yes.
Qatar, as a country, has been in the news, especially at the build-up of the World Cup, for bad treatment of migrant workers.
Not that I have seen of. Qatar, as I've said, has a very strong legal framework which protects workers here in Qatar. Maybe other countries, but not Qatar.
Not Uganda?
No.
Okay. But I think it's just because of the build-up to the World Cup. And I mean, most of the laws are literally new laws from what we have had recently.
Yes.
But let's go politics here. We are building up to 2026, sorry, when we go to the ballot and vote. Any preparations for people in the diaspora, like in Qatar, to vote or to participate in the political processes of building democracy back home in Uganda?
I think there was a law, maybe my friend Polot will answer that question, because there was a law which was supposed to be passed to allow Ugandans to vote at their respective embassies. I don't know whether you passed that law. That law has not been passed. So what we'll do is that we'll encourage Ugandans who are here, who are willing to go home, but also the challenge of the cost of the tickets to go and vote. But we'll encourage Ugandans who wish to go and vote to go home and vote, because voting is a very important exercise for us.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is. You can't vote, you can't come to the embassy, you have to fly back home, vote, and come back.
Yes. We had earlier on, when I was in Parliament, of course, we we had proposed that the Ugandans should be allowed to vote, but I think we need to talk to the members of parliament to make arrangements to allow Ugandans in the diaspora, because now there are many Ugandans in the diaspora, to be able to vote at the embassy. Then we can be able to, like other countries, like Kenya, for example, they do that. So why not Uganda? Okay. I'm sure we'll move to that direction.
I hope we do real fast. I mean, members of the diaspora play a very significant role in building our economy. I mean, looking about $1.4 billion annually in terms of remittances.
Copy now.
So, wow, it's the second biggest after gold.
Yes. 1.4 billion.
That means that you need to talk to them. You need to bring them in closely.
That's exactly why we have this diaspora convention, where we bring all Ugandans here. We shall also be having a business forum sometime in February next year. So we'll encourage all of them to come here and see how we can remit funds back home and engage in business here and also back home.
Yeah. Okay, we're looking forward to that. Just a few more minutes before we can leave. I wanted you to, there's something that I had that was very interesting, and that is officiating marriages here. I am told that if you're not married in this country and you work on, you have a partner and that partner gets pregnant, your wife or your woman, your fiancé, your girlfriend gets pregnant, when they're taken to hospital and deliver, after delivering, they're arrested. Tell me about that. I found that very fascinating.
Yes, that is true. The laws here are very, very strict. If you have extramarital relationship with your friend and you happen to have a baby, you will have a baby, yes, but you will go to jail for 5 years. And the baby will be kept somewhere. So it is a very strict law, very strict Islamic law here. So you are not allowed to do that. No premarital sex. So I warn Ugandans who are here, please don't engage in that activity. You will end up in jail. So many Ugandans, if they get pregnant, they go back home, they live at home. Maybe that's the safest thing they can do.
You can't deliver from here.
You will go to jail. 5 years jail, to be specific.
My goodness.
Yes. Serious business, isn't it?
Your Excellency, so in that case, what solution do you have for Ugandans? Why don't you work out a mass wedding option for people who are here? Maybe
that is one of the consular activities that we carry on here. When they come to the embassy, we have, as my deputy said, you can officiate marriages here and somebody can get married. So long as they get married officially, we can certify their marriage certificate and they can get married.
So you're going to prepare a mass wedding?
Yes, no problem. We have to assist Ugandans to get married if they so wish.
It's interesting with the laws here, they are very strict. How do you even manage to survive in this city?
We survive very well. Discipline. Yes, discipline.
No premarital sex?
No, not allowed. Yes.
And yet you have a population of 26,000 Ugandans?
Yes, they have to be disciplined. No extramarital activities allowed here.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if a Ugandan dates a Qatari and they get pregnant?
I don't want to go there. I have no comment on that.
Okay, Your Excellency,
thank you.
How does the Uganda-Qatar relations look like?
We have a very strong bilateral relations now with Qatar. We are now migrating into a comprehensive strategic relationship to promote trade, to promote tourism in the area. So we're having very good relations with the Qatar now, very strong. Yes. And we have had a very high level visits from Uganda, from the ministers from Uganda. We had the former Prime Minister coming here. We've had the President came here in 2017. So we have very strong bilateral relations with the Qatar.
Okay. Yeah. Your Excellency, Uganda has been exporting goods worth $9 million, while Qatar has been exporting goods worth $12 million. Account for your time as ambassador in this country. What have you done? What can we say you have achieved over the last so many years that you've been here?
Well, when we came here, I think the trade between Qatar and Uganda was at around $4.5 million. So we have now essentially increased that to almost double. Number two, we continue to get a lot of assistance from the Qatar government. For example, we got funding for education of about $11 million to assist the out-of-school children. That funding went to the Ministry of Education. We're increasing now the trade in the product, for example, avocados, sweet potatoes, cassava, coffee. So we're going to promote the products, Ugandan products, which people like here very much. We're also going to have, about 2-3 months ago, we had a coffee expo here. And of course, those who went to the expo yesterday, Ugandan coffee is very, people in Qatar like Ugandan coffee very much. So the business forum, which we'll be having in February next year, will promote Uganda's products, and many businessmen from the private sector in Uganda will come here, and we see how we can take the business to the next level.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. You'll be welcome.
Yeah. Lastly, Qatar does not have an embassy in Uganda. And that affects bilateral relations and trade.
We have engaged the government of Qatar at a very high level. We expect that an embassy of Qatar will be opened sometime next year. I don't have the specific date, but the government of Qatar agreed to set up an embassy in Uganda. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting. All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Usually before my guests leave the seat, I ask them one question. And I hope you can be brave enough to answer it. Let's talk about transition of power in Uganda, the transition question. Have you, as a serving member of the government of Uganda, I know you're a diplomat, what do you think about transition, the transition question in Uganda's political space?
My only comment, I think, is that I will pass that question to Honorable Opulent. As a diplomat, I cannot be able to talk much about the transition. I think he's better placed to answer that question. He's right here smiling. So he'll answer that question. But we hope for the best.
But hope is not enough. You're a father of the nation. You've been in politics. You are now a diplomat. You are interested in Uganda and its generation. You and your team are served this country, and you're growing, certainly. And I'm asking, what do you leave us with? And have you prepared the country for transition of power as a father of the nation, as an elder, as a person who we look up to?
I think on the issue of transition, really the political issues now to be determined by the political actors in Uganda. I'm here now as a diplomat. I think they have a roadmap on how they wish to transition.
Okay. You dodged that, but
thank you very much. Thank you. I didn't, but thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Stephen Chebrot, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I've been speaking to Dr. Stephen Chebrot, who is Uganda's ambassador to Qatar, and we've been speaking about so many issues here. But just last one, you want to say something before we close?
I just want to say thank you very much to our viewers for having us. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
If you're coming to Doha, please know that they're very strict countries. You can go to, online and think about and read and deeply think about the laws governing this country, because here it's a different ballgame. In fact, if you're arrested, you need a lawyer who understands Arabic, and it can be very tight and no excuse to the law. I'm Solomon Serwanja. Thanks for watching. This is The Hard Questions.
Thanks for tuning in. Your feedback is highly valuable. Scan the QR code to share your thoughts.